Hello everyone, Dice here, and today I'm making a short video about making sauerkraut at home. Today I'm using red, green cabbage. Now when they ferment together to make the sauerkraut, this lovely beautiful color and this kind of pale color mix together to make a bright unicorn pink. Not only is it pretty, but it's awfully tasty as well. Here I have a finished jar of my pink sauerkraut that I made 2 weeks ago. It's delicious. I'm using a pickle pipe, Mason Tops airlock. There's a pickle pebble weight in there, and an entire 32 ounces of ready-to-eat sauerkraut. Now the reason I mention this is I started eating this sauerkraut about 1/4 of a cup a day, and I haven't had an asthma attack since. Sauerkraut can do a lot of things for your body, and I'm excited to be participating in that. This is my sauerkraut journey, and I've only been eating it for a week, and I'm going to give you some updates as the journey goes along. My traditional sauerkraut pounding mallet, or pickle pounder as I call it. I also call it the pickle packer, which is my new stripper name. A giant bowl, because 3 heads of cabbage you would not believe turns into a giant amount of sauerkraut. It's huge. To start with, I sprinkled about 1/8 of a cup of pink Himalayan salt into this cabbage in order to kind of get it to start juicing out. So that's getting started there. I'm just using a regular knife and I'm slicing, trying to make it thin. Sailors stocked their ships with barrels full of sauerkraut, and they never suffered from things like scurvy or rickets or even starvation, because sauerkraut lasted a long time, and some of those journeys and early shipping days lasted for months, if not up to a year. Sauerkraut is so loaded with probiotics, minerals, and vitamins, it's been called the poor man's doctor. I'm sprinkling my salt. Like I said earlier, we're using 1/8 of a cup of pink Himalayan salt to start off with, and we'll actually be tasting that as we go to see if it's salty. And now for the pounding. If you have large hands, you could just wash your hands thoroughly and massage the sauerkraut until it's juicy. Or, if you're adventurous, you can wash your feet thoroughly, put it out in a big barrel, and stomp it. Make sure to be playing an appropriate, loud, energetic beat for this. Just kidding. I'll be pounding this for a while. This method is called dry salting. We're taking the dry cabbage, putting a little salt on, and pounding the stuffing out of it until it's juicy. We're not using extra water. We get more flavor, more vitamins, more intensity, and more exercise. Another way to do this is to dig your hands into the kraut and stir it, massage it. You'll know you're done when every handful feels like you're wringing a... I'm tossing in a little bit more salt. I'd say it was 1/2 tablespoon. So we ended up using 1/8 of a cup of salt plus 1/2 tablespoon. Not very much salt at all. So this is a lightly salted. Here I have my special colored glass ball mason jars. So the colored glass actually prevents UV light from destroying the wonderful vitamin C and other probiotics that will be in our sauerkraut. We're still going to be making this in a shaded. Nothing helps me make kraut than a nice few sips of my own homemade mead. Helps get you in the mood, you know what I mean? Now this is where the pickle packer really shines. Solid acacia wood. It's a good tool for any Viking. I'm gonna start with a few good handfuls. Tamp it in gently because this is a glass jar. After doing enough cutting, pounding, grabbing, and slicing to have conquered an entire village all by myself, it is now 2 hours later. And we have 3 beautiful, really full jars of sauerkraut and 1 not full jar of sauerkraut. So, as you can see, I'm using these mason jar airlocks and these glass kraut weights. These are not required items. They just make things a little easier. Okay, already I can see that I have overfilled the jars. So I'm going to take my cup, scoop out a little bit. Repack it so that nothing's going to be coming up above the level of the juice. Test out the weight again. Looks good. Now I put all the extra juice that was in the bottom of the bowl in this jar. Beautiful. That's going to keep the juice level above the weight. Just going to screw this on and go to the next one. Look at how the color blends in this beautiful blue jar. Inside there is that green cabbage and that red cabbage. It's going to have the most wonderful blending experience. While these wonderful sauerkrauts are busy fermenting, they are going to probably spew some juice all over the place. They're going to spew some gas. They're going to smell a little bit. And nobody really wants that. So, we've got a wonderful soft-sided cooler that I got on sale at Ross. It's got this zip closed lid. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pop a box of baking soda in here to keep odors down. I'm going to put some paper in the bottom for the juice. And I'm going to pack this full of all these sauerkrauts and I'm just going to slide it under a chair and forget about it. I'll see it in about 3 or 4 weeks. That's done. 2 hour sauerkraut like a Viking.